guys, my name is Chatlee and you are welcome back to my channel. Well, if you are this is your second time, you're welcome back. But if you are a new viewer or a new subscriber, you are welcome all the same. I really appreciate it. So you guys, today's episode, I would say I just wanted to like catch you guys up on how life has been since I moved back to Nigeria, how I've been adjusting and what I've been struggling with or not struggling with at all. And yeah, so I just wanted to like just let you guys know generally how living, like moving back to Nigeria has been for me. First and foremost, like one of the major things that I experienced when I got back home is that there's this feeling of being home and being with family, and like just knowing that you don't have to do it all on your own. Just knowing that if you need help, like you can easily have someone. It's not like I don't have someone when I was like, it's not like I didn't have people that were there to help and assist, but there's like just a different feeling and a different vibe to it if it's like family and all that. um and I don't need to think about rent. I don't need to think about what I'm going to eat today, you know. Because I have my mom, so like everything is kind of just sorted, you know. Like there's no, like there are a lot of responsibilities that I had to take on when I was living alone and doing life on my own back in Uganda, that now that I'm back home, like I have to always remind myself that like I don't need to do it alone anymore. Like maybe if I even like it can even be as easy as maybe if I want to go and get something outside. Usually I would always do all those things on my own, but now like I have my sister to be like, hey, if you're going at all, can you please help me and go and do this? It's just really fun. Like there's just something very beautiful about having people and doing life together with them, especially when it's family and all that. Like I would go to bed and at night I would hear my mom come into the room and she'll check up on me, check up on my, like just look at the environment, look at my window, and she's like trying to make sure that everything is in place, you know, like the windows are not opened or my curtains are not opened and all that. Like it just feels, I feel loved. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys. So it has been like really amazing. Like honestly, I won't lie, like I'm really enjoying it a little too much if you ask me. But I'm not complaining. Honestly, I'm not complaining. Another thing that I kind of struggle with, honestly, I won't even lie to you guys, is like this idea of being called ma or being called auntie. And because when I left Nigeria, I was telling my mom some days, but we're talking, I was like, when I left Nigeria, I was one calling people ma and auntie. And then coming back to Nigeria and seeing people calling me like ma, good afternoon ma, and sometimes I don't even know they're talking to me, and then people like they're greeting you and I'm like, oh, because I don't expect it. Or when somebody comes by, it's so uncomfortable because I don't know how to describe it. It's just very uncomfortable because like in Uganda typically I didn't have people around me in Uganda that much. Like I had like my guidance children, they would come here and say chat and all that, but just like a different feeling. I don't know, there's a different vibe to it. Like people are calling you auntie and ma, and like you don't feel like those people are supposed to be calling you auntie and ma. So it's like it makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know if I'm ever going to adjust to it. Even my nieces, like when we went by, they were like auntie, and they kept saying ma and auntie. And I was telling my mom, I was like, mommy, this is like so weird. And she's like, yeah, it's like a Nigerian thing. So she doesn't really understand why I'm seeing it as so weird, like my cousins are calling me like auntie and ma. But yeah. And then also like coming back and then seeing that most of the people I left are like married with children, and I'm looking at people that would walk from church together, or we went to the same school together, we're classmates, and they have kids, you know. It's just like a complete, like it's so weird. It's like, to me in my head, I'm still like a child. So the fact that I am seeing my peers like being in that kind of situation whereby they are getting married and they are having kids, especially from northern Nigeria where I come from, whereby people tend to get married faster, earlier than um maybe I'll say other part of Nigeria. I would say northern Nigeria, people tend to get married like earlier. So coming back home and I'm seeing people that are married and having like children, and I can't understand how they do it. I'm not even going to lie. Like I don't even understand. Like I don't know. Maybe my brain has not developed yet to that level of like thinking about getting married and having my own family and taking care of children. So it's just so surprising to me. I'm just like always looking at it, I'm like, wow, this is like, things have really changed. So you guys, I have to quickly finish this video because like there are forces against me that are stopping me from recording today. I don't even know. I'm literally having different sounds from background sound from everywhere. So let's just quickly round this off. Also, like when I got back, there were a lot of people that I recognized their faces, but I couldn't remember for the life of me. I could not remember their names. So I had to try to pretend and be like, oh hi, how are you? What? And then they'll be like, what do you remember? I'm like, oh yeah. But like I'm so lucky that so far no one has been like, do you remember my name? Because I haven't spoken to them for like, it's just so awkward having to meet people that like I remember their faces, but I don't remember their names. I can't even remember where I last met them. So yeah, that's like a very funny part for me. Then like things have really changed, obviously. Like for example, we have the POS. We didn't have POS when I left. POS kind of reminds me like mobile money back home, where you can just go to a shop like that sell things and they have like mobile money in Nigeria, or someone that just has a stand for mobile money. That's how like POS is. So you can like deposit money, you can transfer, you can withdraw and do all that. So yeah, it's just kind of similar to that whole setting, which is something that I feel like it's so easy for me to transition, since the only difference is that for mobile money we don't use like ATM card, but like the POS you have to move with your ATM card, just like how you use POS like when you go shopping and all that, but you can just go and withdraw deposit. So it's like everywhere now, and I think maybe it became very popular when we had issues with when they renewed some of our they changed some of our currency. So that was like when I think POS became like a thing, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really know when it became a thing, but that's my suspicion. I'm going to do more of my research and put it in the screen just so that I can be sure of what I'm saying. And then the last one that is kind of funny to me is I end up like mixing words since I came back home. So for example, I found myself saying Boda. The last time I was going, instead of calling like Okada, I was like, hey, Boda Boda. I was actually talking to my sister and I was telling her like we're having a conversation. Then I was like, oh, we're somewhere went to grind, and then I was telling her, okay, I'll go there and get a Buddha friend. She was looking at me like, what do you mean? And then I had to explain the whole thing for her. Or I end up talking to someone and I'm like, Sebo, and then like people are looking at me like, is she trying to insult me or what? And then I had to be like, oh sorry. So yeah, it has been very funny. I find myself like mixing certain words together, which is like I just laugh at myself anytime that happens. But of course, I know that over time, the more I stay, the more I'm going to be able to like, more things are going to come back to me. I'm going to remember more things. But all in all, guys, I'm not going to lie. Coming back home feels really good. It feels very calming and I feel so settled. I thought it was going to be hard for me to adjust to coming back to Nigeria, but maybe because I'm home and like I am happy at home, so it's not as easy to adjust to as I thought it was going to be. And that is it for this video, guys. I just literally have to stop because I am trying not to get peace. Like I don't know what's happening today. It's either I have like chickens that are making their own sounds or music at the background, or someone is talking or whatever. So we're going to end here, guys. Let me know in the comment section if you have actually ever traveled, you've ever had issues settling back home, or even when you travel, like have you had issues like trying to adjust to that environment? Just let me know in the comment section. And that will be it for today. Yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.